I'm so much better than majority of you.
And I'm the queen bee, so eat it up and crown it. You're all welcome.
And I got a message from one of my friends saying they don't want anything bad to happen to me. And I get messages like that all the time.
I feel very attacked!
And you are a disrespectful piece of shit.
Illiterate! What the fuck is going on in here on this day?
Hello, little gherkins. Amberlynn went live Sunday and had one of the most unhinged meltdowns I've ever seen in Goral World. It's right under Cuba rage for me. She was losing her absolute fucking mind. It's super long, so, again, I'll try to keep my commentary to a minimum, but let's get into it.
I personally do not and will not be watching, per se, like listening with my fucking ears, Snowflake's video. He triggers me. He gives me anxiety. He is an apologist. He has made tons of people believe that a 12-year-old lies about SA. So not dealing with that. I strongly dislike him. So I have it on mute. I don't want to listen to it. I'm going to respond to what she said. And I'm nervous because Emily messaged me last night and we've been arguing through text messages. And it's been just this vicious cycle of what it's been this whole time, of her saying one thing, me saying another, her saying one thing, me remembering another, her saying one thing, me experiencing another. And I feel like I'm going actually genuinely crazy right now. I genuinely feel insane. I don't want to do this. I regret not doing this with the whole Beck thing, but it's my turn to respond to exactly what Emily said. And I'm scared in the sense of like, she has been threatening me. She's doing this whole dance of, if you shut up, I'll shut up. My thing is, did I get more sleep? Only 2 hours. I feel like I'm literally unhinged. My whole thing is, for 8 months of the time that we were in a relationship, I know you're watching, hi. You were literally online, publicly humiliating me and hurting me while we were in a relationship. You were doing it anonymously, but also with your name. So hardcore that people were actually truly believing we weren't together. And I had to keep my mouth shut. Why? Because one, I literally loved you. I did not want to hurt you. I did not want to start a war with you. You were my girlfriend. We were in a relationship, a committed, loyal relationship. And then finally when I said, oh, her going to Snowflake is actually the last straw, which is normally something that I would forgive and forget, and I wouldn't say a fucking word. I finally said, this is my last straw. You're threatening me? I need everyone to make it make sense because I can't.
If you think she's already unhinged, hold on to your butts because she's going to absolutely lose her mind shortly. Just wait.
The brows, you're so fucking insane. Like, it's actually crazy. Let's say she did all that. Okay, that doesn't change what you did. My whole thing is like, why is it always Amberlynn? Why is it always Amberlynn that's in the fault? Always Amberlynn. You know what's funny? One thing that I know to be true is that Emily was held at gunpoint. I do know that to be true. Like, it's literally in court documents. That's not a lie. That's something that did happen. And when it happened, I stuck by her side. I made a whole video. I wrote a whole fucking thing and read it in a YouTube video. And I stuck up for her through and through because you want to know why? The haters and the girl world of it all and the reaction channels were saying that it was Emily's fault that that happened to her. Gunpoint, bro. Like, I'm probably not even gonna get monetized for this video because it's fucking so crazy and off the fucking chain. Somehow, when I was in love with Emily and in a relationship and in Wisconsin and people thought I was like so happy, whatever, it was Emily's fault that that happened? Okay. But now, Amberlynn does reactive abuse to like literally some crazy shit. And all of a sudden, oh, poor Emily. It's not making sense to me, and I'm going insane. I'm genuinely going insane. You guys are literally witnessing it firsthand, a bitch going insane. And this is what I had to deal with. And you know what's funny? Let's go back to the Beck situation right quick. So many people were like, oh my God, Amberlynn was an abuser. Why did, like, I can't believe it. Like, da da da. But no one ever, like, sits there and goes, why did Beck stay? Like, it's Beck's fault. No one ever does that. They have all this, like, sympathy for Beck. But yet, I was in a relationship where I stayed in Wisconsin for 3 months where I felt genuinely miserable. And everyone's like, it's your fault. It's like, I have never felt more fucking crazy in my life, ever.
Yeah. So there's something called financial abuse where Beck had no income of her own and was stuck because you controlled all of the money that came into your relationship. Hope that helps.
Like, I have never been with someone like this in my life who genuinely, I have never screamed at the top of my lungs till I've been in a relationship with her. Yes, I have done some dramatic bullshit, like call me drama queen, call me drama Lynn, like let's do it all. Like call me borderline babe, I don't give a fuck. But I have never screamed or felt as insane as I have as being in a relationship with her. Period. I have never felt that kind of rage from all of the fucking pain and destruction. And guess what? This is entertainment for you guys, so I hope you're enjoying. Well, I'm literally fucking going insane. Get back to your original content. You're together. We are not together. You think I'd be doing this if we were together? No, 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 no. I have it on mute. I don't even want to see his face. I don't even want to hear a single fucking word that he's saying. He triggers me, like, literally beyond belief. Okay, first thing that popped up was, hi, Emily. Hope all is well. I'm about to kiss your ass so I can make some money and get some clout. What made you want to come out now and discuss your time with Amber? Okay, so funny situation about this is, Emily and I literally just got into an argument and that's it. That's it. That's always what happened. Anytime you guys saw her talk shit about me online, it's literally only because we got into an argument. That's it. If that's not like some type of like, I say abuse because it's like lack of a better word. Can you guys give me another word for it? I don't fucking know. If that's not whatever that is, then what the fuck is it? What is it? What the fuck is it? Tell me. Because I don't know. I feel fucking insane. Emily's response. Honestly, I was content staying silent for a long time, but you weren't. You weren't silent. What? I was silent. That was me. That was me. But I'm tired of watching her dodge any real accountability. You are literally the queen of dodging accountability. For you to say sorry, random fact, Emily does not know that word. I don't think it's in her vocab. She creates her own reality and expects everyone to play along. Are we describing you right now? The sad part is most people do because they're either scared of her and don't want to deal with the drama. But I hit a point where I just couldn't sit back and watch her keep rewriting the truth. You are not afraid of me. How many times have I said that I'm afraid of you? You are not afraid of me because you've gotten public behind my... Amberlynn, calm down. I'm about to have a BPD meltdown here on live. Can you imagine? Literally, behind my back, you have said awful things about me. You've done it publicly knowing that I would see it. If you were afraid of me, you would have never done those things. Not only that, if you were afraid of me, you would have never verbally abused... I've said that word so many times. This is not going to be monetized. Like, you wouldn't have verbally... Is there another word for that? You wouldn't have verbally me repeatedly to my face, in text, in Messenger, in this, in that, on FaceTime, on the phone. You wouldn't have done those things if you were afraid of me. You're not afraid of me. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Well, we've literally seen messages now where Tommy says she's afraid to come home because of you. And you weren't surprised when she said it. You basically said it's safe to come home now. That's wild.
Oh, Snowflake replied. Well, I'm glad you decided to speak up so I can get the money from it. So I guess we start at the beginning. I'm guessing everything was fine at the start of the relationship, or was there any little red flags? Well, there was red flags for me, but you know what? I was so fucking blinded by love bombing that I just like, red flags? What? They're in heart shapes though. All the red flags. It's all heart shaped, folks. It's all heart shaped. It's totally fine. And I also see red flags in the shade of pink. So it's cool. Let's see. Emily said, at first everything was great. I really thought I had found someone who was kind, laid back, and just fun to be around. She was able to carry on a conversation, and it's hard to find these days. Looking back now, I obviously was looking at everything through rose-colored glasses. Wow, that sounds very Amberlynn coded. That sounds very Amberlynn coded, because that's how I feel about you. That is genuinely how I feel about you. She really made it seem like she was a grounded, supportive person. I told her up front I was grieving Colleen and still will be. Yes, that is true. She said she understood and respected that. Yes, that is true. Still do. She said it wouldn't be an issue at all. That is true. That was super important to me for her to be accepting of it. And for a little while, it felt good. We actually had fun together. We laughed, we joked around, and it was chill. I genuinely enjoyed spending time with her before she started showing me who she really was. I would love to hear who that was. I guess it was a typical scenario of love bombing. I stayed the same throughout our whole relationship. Even to the point of all of the betrayals, the lies, the emotional cheating, the deceit, all of it. I stayed the same. I stayed the same. The fact that you can sit there and say that the roller coaster of our relationship that we were in was due to my love bombing and not your unwavering love. That is something that you told me, that I had unwavering love, that I was unwavering in general. And no matter what you put me through, I still stayed the same. That is what you said to me. But you, every day, I did not know what Emily I was going to wake up to. Was it the one that loved me? Was it the one that hated me? Was it the one that just wanted my belly? I never knew. 9 times out of 10, it was the one that hated me, especially towards the end.
Do y'all think Tommy was rubbing up on that belly? Like, was she down there motorboating the belly button and shit? Sorry. Continue, Amby.
But I stayed the same. I kissed your ass because I was scared of you. Finally, when my BPD meltdowns, tantrums, whatever the fuck you want to call them, would snap, that's when my fear was gone, because I was so heightened and so scared. My fight or flight was fight. The fact that you're turning this around and rewriting this whole thing to make you seem like a victim because my ex Beck might have been is fucked up. You know exactly what you're doing. Tell me why in every one of your relationships you broke up because the arguing was non-stop. Emily is that type of person who would wake up. You wake up in the greatest mood. I'm talking about me. Get me for an example. I wake up in the greatest mood. I'm in Wisconsin. I'm with my partner. We have wonderful fur babies. Everything's fine. She wakes up raging at nothing. First time, I was like, okay, this is weird. Second time, I'm like, whoa, is this going to be a pattern? Third time, I knew it was going to be a pattern. And that's what I had to deal with. Every day waking up wondering, is she about to rage for nothing? I would wake up with anxiety. It started with waking up happy to then waking up with crippling fucking anxiety. Just waiting for the next thing to drop. I'm scared of you. And you're rewriting history to the very fucking creator who called you a murderer.
But I thought if you were afraid of someone, you didn't talk back and yell at them and stuff. Or is that just one-sided for behaviors against you? Tommy isn't innocent. I'll stand by that. But all of your relationships ended because you were abusive and demanding and insane. Maybe you two are made for each other.
After everything I've been through, it was just nice to feel wanted and not... Oh, it was just nice to feel wanted and not be so alone anymore. I did want you. I did. And you weren't alone with me. That's one thing about having BPD is I might be up your ass a little too much. Thankfully with Zoloft, I gave you a lot of space. And it felt good because it was space that I also needed. But one thing is, you were never alone. No matter what you put me through, you were never alone. I was always there for you. No matter what. You hurt me and I was the one apologizing for getting blood on your floor. That was a metaphor. I don't want people to take that serious. That's how our relationship was. Oh, he put a video clip of us. Nice. Thanks for that. I don't want to see her. I hate Snowflake more than anything in this world. And I really hope that he gets some sort of like karma in his life, like genuinely. Because it's not fair. Oh, his next question. Was it still nice when she came to stay with you? How long was she meant to stay? I'll answer that question. It was nice in the beginning. Maybe for a few days. But I'm telling you, every day was a roller coaster. Because I had no idea what Emily was going to wake up. And that fucking sucked. It reminded me of my dad, low-key. That's how it was when I was a child. How long was she meant to stay for? A few weeks. A few weeks. She didn't want me to leave. I didn't want to leave. That's how it is with lesbian relationships. U-Haul lesbians, we didn't make up that term. That's a term for a reason. Her reply. There were little red flags early on. Like, Amber would get upset if I didn't FaceTime her for hours every single day. Okay, hold on. I was going to respond to that, but let me finish the sentence. Or if I was busy at work and she didn't have time to message her. So first things first, the FaceTime her for hours every single day. That's true. And I think it's because that is the way that she said, okay. So her and Colleen would be on FaceTime for hours and hours a day. And that is how mine and Emily's relationship started. And it was because she wanted that. So when that became a pattern where it was, we were on FaceTime for hours and hours a day, that is what I got used to. It was like we were living together, but through technology. That is what I got used to. And having BPD, I have also very bad anxious attachment where like thankfully, I just want to say I'm very much far gone from that area. I don't have that like anxious attachment feeling anymore. Thank God. It's been like that for months and it feels really good. I'm not going to lie, because it feels like genuinely you're in your own prison feeling like that. Like it feels almost impossible to heal. Like it is not a fun feeling at all. If you know, you know. So I will admit that that's definitely how it was, because that's, you know, the pattern that we created together. And when I noticed, you know, sometimes she didn't want to do that, my brain, because it's not wired the same as everyone else's, my brain would tell me she hates me. What did I do wrong? What, you know, so yeah. She'd take it personally and get upset. Bam. Because that is the way my brain is wired, and that's unfortunate.
What does Colleen have to do with this? Because she did it with Colleen, she has to do it with you too. This tells me 100% that Amber threw this in Tommy's face when Tommy wouldn't FaceTime her. Crazy.
It was during my second visit when things started to feel off. I didn't even know that. She would get irritated if I checked my phone or responded to my messages that weren't about her or focused on her. I'm sorry, but I do not remember that. That visit also happened right after she posted who I was, and she was and the doxing stuff. Ooh, we get to talk about that. Oh, I'm excited actually, because anyways, let's keep going. That visit also happened right after she posted who I was and the doxing stuff that happened. So tensions were high. So I kind of brushed it off at the time, thinking it was just stress. But everything really started to change when Amber came to visit me. Yeah, because I saw your true colors. I did not want to show anyone who Emily was. I actually have text message proof of this. We had talked about it in text messages. I knew the hate was going to happen. I explained the hate. I told her, I don't want the haters to find you. I don't think you can handle it. I don't want you to handle it. I don't want to post you. I was guilt tripped so bad. She would say things like, I don't want to be hid. I don't understand. Like, Alexis actually told you guys this. Alexis lied about some stuff, but there was some stuff she was truthful on. I've always said that. But I was guilt tripped into revealing who she was. She would say things, I want people to know that you're taken. I don't want to be hidden. I don't want to be a secret. I was like stuck in a spot. I was terrified. I was like, I don't want to lose Emily. Like, I feel like I'm being forced into this, but I also don't want the internet to ruin it for me as well, because I knew exactly what was going to happen. And I warned her, and she still wanted it to happen. All of the doxing, she took it out on me. You guys, it was horrendous. I ended up getting cellulitis. I had 103 temperature. It was almost 104. My temperature was so high, I couldn't even think straight. During like the climax of it all, I couldn't even think straight. She repeatedly was calling me, telling me, and texting me, call lawyers, fix this for me, fix this for me. She didn't care that I was sick. I had 103 temperature. And I was genuinely, like, when you have BPD, like, you have that favorite person, they can do no wrong. It's the rose-colored glasses situation. And that's very much how it felt for me. Like, I did not want to lose her. I'd do anything to keep her. So I'm like calling lawyers, Googling lawyers, while literally vomiting, almost 104 temperature, can't think straight. Like, genuinely, my brain was being fried, and all she cared about was me calling lawyers. I should have known then that she was a selfish person.
There is nothing Amberlynn will not blame on her BPD. Gorl, what does that have to do with you calling lawyers while you're sick? That ain't BPD, babe, it's stupidity.
She really didn't like that I had a life outside of her. Not true. I mean, I work 12-hour shifts. I have a family, friends, pets, a house to take care of. Those are true things, but I didn't care because she only worked like twice a week. So, what? I have responsibilities. But anything that wasn't about her felt like an inconvenience to her, and she made that very clear. That is so not fucking true. It is absolutely insane. So when it comes to friends, she doesn't have friends. She had like a couple coworkers and stuff that she like kind of considered friends. I would always be like, why don't we go hang out with them? I don't understand like why she didn't want to introduce me to her friends. I thought that was so weird. I didn't meet her family in person until like I genuinely had to. And I'm not going to say like that's personal. It's like medical stuff. I'm not going to like get into it. And I always wanted to like go to her families, hang out with people. Like, I was miserable in Wisconsin. I don't think you guys understand. All I did was sit in her fucking room in her bed. That is all I did. Like, I genuinely was, oh my God, here she goes. She messaged me. Dear Heavenly Father, grace me upon your presence. Like, what is it now? Are you really talking about my family? Oh, didn't say anything personal. I just said I wanted to meet them. Can you calm down, Emily? Like, for real. Like, you literally said in the message, I have family and friends and pets. Like, I'm just responding to what you said. Hot damn diggity. Anyways.
That fucking tongue pop is by far the most annoying thing Amber has ever picked up. I can't stand it, and I love a good Alyssa Edwards tongue pop. Here's a question, though, for both Amber and Tommy. If both of you are claiming the other was so abusive and psychotic, why are you still texting each other? I'm calling it now. The shit isn't over.
Amber expected me to constantly be available. I will say, I was a little like that. I can take accountability there. If I didn't text or call during my breaks, or if I wasn't giving her attention constantly, she'd get upset or start a fight. That's due to my trauma. I will say that probably did happen. She wanted me to call out of work anytime she was having a crisis. or just felt like she wanted me to stay at home. Fucking lie. Fucking lie. Fucking lie. We'd get into arguments and she just wouldn't let anything go. That is fucking you. That is literally you to a T. And I sit here and I rage and I rage and I rage because you pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. You lied. You cheated. You betrayed. You lied. You did secret shit. You verbally abused me, etc., etc. The list literally, genuinely goes on. I have never been more gaslit and manipulated in my life. I have never felt the way that you made me feel in my life by anyone I have ever been in a relationship with, ever in my whole entire life. I've never experienced something like that, ever. And I told my mom exactly the way that you made me feel. And you know what she told me? Amberlynn, that's exactly how I felt with your dad. The shit that my dad would put my mom through was terrifying, and I had to witness that. The fact that you made me feel the way that my dad made my mom feel is fucking sick. I never knew how my dad made my mom internally feel until I told my mom the way you made me feel. Think about that for 2 fucking seconds. And now I'm finally genuinely speaking my truth and you're threatening me. Cool.
Girl, what? Weren't your parents meth heads? What does that have to do with Tommy?
Okay, she would gaslight, deflect, just typical narcissistic behavior. We both know I'm not a narcissist. Have I thought that in the past? Yes. Have I taken plenty narcissist tests? Yes. Have I talked to therapists? Yes, because genuinely that terrifies me. But you know that I'm not a narcissist. You know that I'm not. You know that. But the behaviors that you demonstrate, whether that be publicly or behind closed doors, shows textbook narcissist behavior. And it scares me. You scare me. It got to the point where I started going into the other room just to sleep because she wouldn't stop arguing with me when I was trying to rest before a shift. That happened one time. That happened one time. And it's when everything hit the fan. And I followed you in there with my BPD meltdown, my tantrum. Yeah, I did. I did. And I'm able to admit that. My pain turned me into a monster because of what you did. Yeah, I am able to admit that. She came into the room and stood over the bed. She told me that if I wasn't going to continue the conversation, which was basically her going on and on of how I didn't love her and all of this crap, then said, fine, if I can't have peace from being able to have this conversation, then you aren't going to either. She would then stand next to the bed I was sleeping in and intentionally keep me up all night. I feel like this happened every time she knew I was going to work, like she was intentionally keeping me up because she didn't like that I wasn't home instead of work. That's a bullshit lie. That's a bullshit lie. I liked when you went to work. Not gonna lie, it was peace from you. I liked having those 2 days a week where I didn't have to be like, oh my God, is she gonna be raging at me? Is there gonna be a fat joke? Are we gonna argue? I liked that peace, Emily.
So did you need constant attention and get upset when she wasn't present, or were you happy when she was gone? Pick a lane, Amby.
Genuinely liked that peace. That one time, did I stand next to the bed crying for you to hear me, to love me? I felt so unheard. I felt so unloved. I was betrayed. Like you constantly were deceitful. Did I do that? I did. I stood there, bawling my eyes out, waiting for a hug, reassurance, love, kindness, empathy, anything to show that you were remorseful for hurting me. And you did not give me any of that at all. Snowflake said, it sounds like she didn't want you to work and just spend all day at home with her. I'm guessing she used BPD as an excuse for her shitty behavior. I'm guessing so. What's your excuse, Snowflake? Emily replied, she 100% used her BP as an excuse. I do. It's also a reason. That's what's frustrating me the most. Anytime she'd have one of her tantrums, She wouldn't take any accountability and say it's because she has BPD. And she'd be like, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to tell you how I feel. Which is true. I am just trying to tell you how I feel. When she would literally scream at me about something like taking 4 minutes longer than I would have when I went outside to smoke. Not true. I told her she can't use that as an excuse if she refuses to do anything to help herself to get better. She made a lot of false promises of getting into therapy. So did you. You need therapy bad, girl. You need therapy bad, like on a different type of level. We promised each other that we would both get help, that we would take our medicines, that we would be better not only for each other, but for our fucking selves. For ourselves. I went to the therapy. I was going to the therapy appointments. I was taking my Zoloft. I was doing this and that, and you were doing nothing but every day raging at me and being mean to me for no reason. Shut my face. You know what's funny? When me and Emily were messaging last night, Snowflake literally was asking questions about my hygiene. Emily told me. Snowflake was literally asking questions about my hygiene. That's where his head is at, bro. That is where his head is at. This isn't for justice for Emily. This is for clout and for money and for making Amberlynn look as worse as she can look. Like, if Amberlynn can look bad, he's gonna do it. Even if it ain't real. Even if it's not founded in reality. He will make me look as shitty as possible. That is his job. The tantrum slowly escalated each time. I started with her just shouting at me to escalating to her slamming doors and punching walls. That never fucking happened. I think I slammed a door one time because I was so fed up. I went to a different room, slammed the door. I was done. Like the betrayal, the gaslighting, the stonewalling, the cruelty, the fat jokes. I never punched a wall. Anytime I tried leaving the room, she would block doorways. She was also really jealous. I was very jealous. I'm a very jealous person in relationships. I've been very honest about that. Anytime I talked about Colleen, I made it very clear that I'm very understanding of the whole Colleen situation. But when you would compare me to Colleen in fights, you began to turn that into a weapon. You turned Colleen, this beautiful, caring, kind woman, into a weapon to hurt your current fucking girlfriend. That's when it became weird. That's when it became fucked. That's when it became awkward. Colleen was no longer your late fiance, but a weapon to hurt your current girlfriend. That's not cool, dude. That's not cool. That's fucked. That is fucked. You do not do that. I wasn't allowed to share memories or say anything about it really anymore, or she would end up getting really pissed. I wonder fucking why. Because she became a weapon just to hurt me. But the worst tantrum was actually the night that Rarity went missing. Exactly like I said. And why was I reacting that way?
Okay, so let me just interject for a minute. Amby starts recounting the events of the night Rarity went missing, and for time's sake, I'm not including the entire recap. But listen to what she's about to say, because what the fuck?
And the picture that is so engraved in my brain that made my whole soul leave my body was this woman on an oxygen tank in a hospital bed. My whole soul left my body.
Excuse me?
She saw me scrolling through my phone and there was this woman on my Instagram feed. She flipped out and said I was micro cheating. The argument escalated really fast. She fucking lied. She saw this woman on my Instagram feed. She won't even admit to the Tumblr. She won't even fucking admit to the Tumblr. When I tell you my jaw is on the floor, can someone pick it up for me? 'Cause I'm too fucking fat. She won't even admit to the Tumblr. Instagram feed. What is actually happening right now? Anyway, okay. Whew, that was the first time she got physical with me. She threw things at me. What did I throw at you? You know what? Let me go right here. What did I throw at you, actually? I threw things at her? Wait, hold on. I'm like, so, wait, hold on. Let me go to the message. She threw things at me. All it does is take 5 words to make someone seem like a real fucking abusive bitch. I didn't throw a thing at you, Emily. Oh, she replied. The water bottle that was on my dresser. Oh, I threw a water bottle on your dresser. Okay, let me go back to the text message from last night where you said that I did not throw it at you. Here it is. You know when you picked up the water bottle to throw at me? All I did was pick it up. I didn't throw it at you. And then here it goes. Where did I respond? Oh, and then you said, so when you picked it up and raised it like you were gonna throw it, what was that? That is what you said right fucking there. So did I throw it or not? But how are you gonna sit here and lie? I didn't throw anything at you. Holy shit. I literally am so shocked right now. I just got you in a live 4K live here on the youtube.com with almost 5,000 people watching me. I'm like so actually shook right now. Never threw a fucking thing at you, girl. I'm not fucking physically abusive. I was with Beck for fucking 5 years. Never threw anything at them. Never hit them. Nothing. I'm not fucking abusive. As I sit here and I'm like trying to pound it down to my own hand. The only person I'm abusive to is my fucking self. Look at me. I'm fucking 500 pounds. The only person I'm abusive to is my fucking self. Okay?
Every ex-partner confirmed that is a lie.
I told her I was going to leave the room. She then oh my God, this is the part where I actually videoed my mom because it's psycho. Wait until you guys hear this part. Whew. She then grabbed my arm and dug her nails into my arm to the point of drawing blood. I have a picture that she later deleted months later. Emily and I were fighting, like, not physically, sorry. We're arguing. You know, the BPD tantrums coming out of me. She's stonewalling. She don't give a fuck. Like, she doesn't care. She did all these bad things. She does not give a fuck at all. And her room, I've talked about this in live stream, it's cluttered. It has, you know, dirty clothes pile. It has this fucking rug that constantly flips and this and that. There's 2 huge dog beds. One's Twinkies. One's her dogs. Like, it's a mess. I end up tripping over the fucking rug. I'm going to like fall. Instead, my body goes onto her. She falls. I grab her arm because that's my instinct, was to grab her. That was like my first instinct, was to just grab her. So you know what she does? Oh my God. She takes a picture of her arm. I think it was, I don't know, an hour later. While she's in her car, she takes a picture of her arm and she sends it to me. Okay? Keep in mind, she's wearing a short sleeve. The picture of her arm shows nothing. It shows nothing. The fact that she says grabbed my arm to the point of drawing blood is crazy because I have the pictures, which she later deleted months later. And I'll tell you why. It was 2 days later. We're now arguing about the argument that we had 2 days prior. Talk about toxic. We're now arguing about the argument we had 2 days prior. Why are we arguing about that? Because Amberlynn's hurting. Amberlynn's hurting from the betrayal, from the lies, the deceit, etc., etc. She ends up leaving the house again. That's what she does. And she ends up sending, oh my God, you guys are never going to believe it. She ends up sending me a picture of her arm with these nail marks that are like so like deep. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, well, I'm literally on the phone with my mom, bawling. And I'm sending my mom these screenshots because Emily's in the car and we're like going at it in the messages. And I'm like, Mom, I think Emily just faked nail marks. And my mom's like, what are you talking about? Show me. I end up sending my mom the original from the night where I grabbed her when she was falling, the original message, the original picture in a message where Emily's wearing a short sleeve shirt and you see nothing. You see nothing. Emily literally faked nail marks in a different shirt on a different day, took the picture as if it was the same fucking day. And I showed my mom, and my mom said, Amberlynn, Emily is crazy.
Don't worry. The pictures come back up again soon and we'll talk about it.
Then she grabbed a picture of me and Colleen and held it up and threatened to break it. She knew that is something that would hurt me more than anything she could do physically to me, like the lowest she could go. She let her apologize and then tried. Sorry, I'm getting text messages left and right. She let her apologize and then tried begging for me back, saying that it was her BPD. At first, she denied that she did any of those things, which that sucked too. I've never denied a single thing that I've actually done. I have denied the things that I have not done that you have lied about.
Notice Amber didn't deny this. That's wild.
And I'm like, am I just imagining the gouges out of my arm? Hold on. Hold on. Oh my God, this part is fucking crazy. This part is fucking crazy. Okay, so this is original photo, okay? And remember, there's gouges and blood, okay? Remember that part. Open viewer. Okay. I don't want you guys to see anything private, so let's try not to do that. This is her arm. This is her arm. Okay? Keep in mind she's wearing a maroon shirt. Okay? And then look at what she sends me a couple days later. Because she forgot that she took that photo and sent it to me. Oh, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. What the fuck is that? 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 She faked nail marks days later. And I was like, how could you fake something like that?
I believe Amber on this one. That's some shady shit. Tommy is unhinged and dangerous as hell, in my opinion. Amber ain't gouging nobody with them nailless nubs.
After work, I didn't want to go back home. I was exhausted, drained, and I didn't want to deal with her crap all over again. She had been blowing up my phone all day trying to apologize and see if I would change my mind about having her go back home. After work, I went for a walk to decompress. She was not happy about that, but she was blowing up my phone asking me to come home. It was about 2 hours after my shift that I got a text from her saying that she couldn't find Rarity. She said that she hadn't seen her all day and that she was just telling me this now. At this point, I came home right away. I figured that she was just somewhere in the house and she was going to just saying that to try to get me to come home. But after I searched the entire house when Amber watched, she wasn't anywhere to be found. At that point, I moved the searched outside. I was exhausted, but searched all hours of night looking for her. I really thought I would find her that night, but it was no luck. At that point, I made posters and hung them up all around town to local businesses, posted on social media, and lost cat pages. Amberlynn's one job was to call the shelter and make a report. She's such a fucking liar. Holy fuck. But when I called the shelter after they found a cat that was deceased, the kind of matched Rarity's description, it ended up not being her. The shelter told me no formal report was ever filed. The only info they had on the report was from the lost pet database that I submitted. I literally have a voicemail. I don't know if I deleted it because I delete my voicemails. Like saying the opposite of what she's saying here. Where am I? I spent hours upon hours driving around looking for her, walking through fields and in between houses around my house and through the snow. Amberlynn would go on the drives with me, but obviously didn't do the walking around part. When it was snowing, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I can't walk in snow. I wear flats. I have lymphedema, but when it wasn't snowing, I was looking just as much as you. Am I going slower? Do I go as far? Am I going slower? Yes. Do I go as far? No. Obviously, I'm over 500 fucking pounds, bro. I did the best I could. But one thing that I never stopped doing was looking for her.
And all of those reasons are exactly why people say you shouldn't have pets. You cannot physically do what it takes if one of them were to escape from your apartment. At minimum, that should tell you that you aren't fit to care for animals.
I'd get so pissed when we were driving because she would have her head buried in her phone playing a stupid Farmville type game instead of looking out the damn window to find her cat. That's a fucking lie, because up and down those streets I would yell, Rarity, you're a fucking liar. I loved Rarity, and she was a sweet cat, and she would always sleep on my chest. I did everything I could to try to find her. I can't say 100% that she purposely let her cat out, but give the circumstances, the situation doesn't look good. You left the fucking door open. When you left that night, you betrayed me, and you could not handle the fucking heat. You cannot handle the reaction that I had due to the pain that you caused me. You left the fucking door open, and I took the blame. That is a conversation we had ad nauseum. We talked about it so many fucking times, my head was about to pop off. So many fucking times we talked about it, Emily. And you know that. I took the blame for you over and over and over. I lied about everything for you, about you being a feeder. And I lied about us not being a relationship to protect you constantly because I wanted people to like you. But you know what's funny? You wanted people to hate me. Do you have a humiliation kink? Is that what it is? You wanted to see me humiliated? You got your way. Are you turned on? Is this like your version of like phone sex, sexy time? Well, I'm not having fun with it. I'll tell you that.
Girl, what?
Oh, Snowflake says, I don't know if you're like Amber and keep old messages, but do you have any messages from Amber about Rarity going missing? Because I need the clout. I need the money. Because I quit my job to do this. And I'm divorced. Yeah, I do. I have the message of her initial reporting when she was missing, which is timestamped. It shows that her story that she posted on her vlogs about her being missing at 5 a.m. was not correct. I don't know what she's talking about. So then she sends screenshots of me telling her that that Rarity was missing, and now let me explain the timeline. So our huge fucking argument happened wee in the morning. I mean, I'm telling you, it was like 5 a.m., 4 a.m., like around that time, I would say. And Emily has a massive house, and a lot of the cats, like her cat Daniel, Princess, Wasabi, Rarity, they all like to be in the basement. That's where they went to the bathroom. They would eat down there. They would play down there. They would just hang out down there. That's where they like to chill. They had free roam of the whole place. But that is where they were a lot of the time. And also her cat Wig. So that's like the place where they like to go. So normal pattern of the day is a lot of the time, like you didn't see a cat. You didn't see a cat because they were all hanging out doing their damn thing at the basement. That's just what they did, because they had like a cute little cat door for the basement. It was actually really adorable. And it was a normal pattern. I wouldn't really see Rarity throughout the day. It would be later at night. She would pop out, follow me around, eat food from the kitchen, get some water from the kitchen, whatever it may be. And I noticed that normally the time when I would see her, I didn't see her. I was like, that's weird. Like throughout the day, I'm thinking, okay, like she's probably in the basement. It was just normal everyday life. Nothing seemed off. And then it was like around the time where the cats start to come out. They're like coming up to the living room or the bedroom, starting to just venture out a little bit more. I was like, it's weird. I've seen most of the cats today, but I haven't seen Rarity. And that's when I was like, what the heck? So I went down to the basement and I didn't see her. And I was like, this is confusing. I'm calling her name. I'm going to floor number 1, floor number 2, floor number 3, floor number 4. And I'm like, why isn't she coming out? I mean, if I say Rarity one time, she comes to me. Like that, she was glued to my hip. But since she had such free roam of such a huge house, she took her favorite spot and she loved to be there. That was the basement. So when I noticed, okay, she's not coming to me, like I'm shaking treats, she's not coming to me, something is not right. That is when I messaged Emily, because the pattern was then broke. That's when I was like, what is going on? So the fact that like Emily is like turning this into I don't know if she like let her out on purpose. When you know you let her out because you left the fucking door open is sick. Sick.
But you felt a draft of cold air, knew the door was left open, even admitted it crossed your mind that Rarity could have gotten out, but you chose not to even check until the next day. At the end of the day, Rarity was your cat. Had you taken the initiative to get off your ass when you realized the door was left open, it's very possible she was very close, perhaps even in the yard, and would have been found very quickly.
And then he said, she made a couple videos crying about Rarity. Were you off screen watching this and what did you think? Because her acting is shit. I've always thought I didn't buy she was genuinely sad. I wish I still had the original fucking videos. Me editing out my actual breakdowns missing Rarity. And oh my God, Emily, your response, I swear to God, I have kept my mouth shut about so many things, and I'm not trying to be threatening, but if your response does not show how much I fucking loved Rarity and how heartbroken I was that she was missing, I was literally tormented every single day, then I know you're a fucking shit person, the shittiest person I've ever known in my fucking life. Let's see your response. I was home for a few of them that she filmed. It was always after a fight between her and I. I think she wanted to take advantage of the tears and the crying and put it on camera. You're insane. I have never experienced someone like you in my life. And in this moment, I wish more than anything I could talk to your ex, Megan. Megan, if you are watching this or if someone knows Megan, have her talk to me. I would do anything to talk to you. Because at this point, I don't know. I would do anything just to speak to you personally. I will never share anything, but I need someone who understands because this is fucking crazy. And I want to let everyone know that like the random like video recordings that she would do of me, she also did it to Megan while Megan was naked. And I've seen it with my own eyeballs. I've seen it with my own eyes. Emily would push and push and push Megan until Megan would react the same way I did. When I first saw this video, this was before any like betrayals or anything like that. And I was like looking and I'm like, damn, this Megan girl, like what the hell? What's her problem? And then I understood. And then I saw myself in Megan. Would I ever hold someone at gunpoint? Fuck no, that's crazy. That's crazy. But I'm saying when Emily recorded Megan and I first saw that video, I saw Megan as one way. And then when I finally understood, I saw myself in Megan and I was like, fuck. I get it. That's sad. And then of course Snowflake has to go, oh yeah, she's smashing YouTube. I am smashing YouTube. Thank you. Emily wanted me to smash her. Literally. Let's see.
Amber, please. We can't take any more of these kinks, squirrel.
He says, well, what was she like in the following weeks or however long? Was she sad about Rarity? Did she talk about Rarity? Every fucking day. Every fucking day. We did talk about her because I was actively searching for her. Yeah. She literally made my mourning and my pain about her because I was searching for her. That's the only reason why we were talking about her. You're so fucking dumb, bro. Ooh, that feels good. Wow. She would say how much she missed her every once in a while, but she definitely handled it better than I would have ever if I lost my pet. Do you guys want to hear a story? The first time it snowed in Wisconsin. Normally you think it would be so cute and so sweet. We'd be out there like throwing snowball fights at each other. It would be so cute. We'd come inside and we would like have a cuddly little date night with the blinds open and we'd watch like some Netflix movie. We'd have some popcorn. She'd probably want me to eat like cheeseburgers and like a bunch of chicken nuggets and stuff from McDonald's. But anyways, that's besides the point. It would just be so cute and so sweet. But no, do you want to know what happened? Do you want to know what happened the first time it snowed? I had a full-fledged panic attack. Why? Because all I could do is think about Rarity. You want to know what her response was? Nothing. She sat on her phone and scrolled. So you know what I did? I turned over in bed and I started crying. I was crying. After my panic attack, I was like, holy fuck, this bitch hates me. I was like, genuinely, she hates me. So I rolled over and I was like, normally I would have been like, why aren't you comforting me? Like, what is actually happening? I rolled over and guess what happened? Guess what happened? Full-fledged fight. Full-fledged fight. Because you know what she said to me? Are you crying again? That's what I dealt with. That's what I dealt with. That's what I dealt with. Yeah, I am crying. Because my cat could be in the snow, could be in the cold, could be dying. That's why I'm fucking crying. That's why I had an anxiety attack. And who was there to comfort me? Nobody. Even though you were 1 centimeter away from me. That's how I spent my first snow day in Wisconsin. That's the type of person I was with. But I hated myself so much I thought I deserved it. She would cry sometimes, but she didn't cry like she did on camera about her. Fucking liar. I definitely feel like she was a huge distraction from the big fight that ever happened. It seemed to blow over fast, and it should have. I wanted to keep it civil while she was here while we were looking for the cat. And by the way, Snowflake, sorry, I have the thought of hygiene. And I'm unhinged as fuck right now. You asked Emily about my hygiene. She ate my pussy and she ate my pussy good. And she loved every fucking second of it. So ask her again about my hygiene. Ask her again. Ask her again.
All right, you know what? I'm done. I can't. I'm out. This shit is so unhinged. I'll see you later, little gherkins.
Let me tell you right now, I hate food. More than anything. Ask me how I'm doing. I'm standing here in utter shock.
Goodbye.